We're in Saudi Arabia, the land of Midian. This could be, on this natural rock formation, the place where Aaron built and they worshiped the golden calf.
All right, let's see it.
You can see this bull petroglyph in front of me. There are scores of these all over this rock formation here.
So two things to note here. First, I appreciate that Frank acknowledged that this was a natural rock formation. Most apologists just insist that this was the altar that was constructed by Aaron and the Israelites, and it's definitely not that. But that brings up the second thing to note here. Frank does not acknowledge that there are petroglyphs representing a variety of different animals all around that natural rock formation, and also depicting humans hunting them with bows. And Frank also omits that archaeologists identify these petroglyphs as Nabatean in origin, meaning they date to somewhere between the 3rd century BCE and the 1st or 2nd century CE. So they are around 1,000 years or more too late to have anything to do with any possible historical Aaron and golden calf, which, by the way, most scholars agree is a literary creation and is not historical.
And right behind me, that blackened peak could be Mount Sinai, now known as Jabal el-Lawz.
That is not Jabal el-Lawz, that is Jabal Makla. Jabal el-Lawz is further to the north. It's an entirely separate peak that is not blackened. But apologists generally overlook the fact that these are two different peaks because each has features associated with them that would aid in the identification of the location of Mount Sinai. And so they either ignorantly or duplicitously have to entirely ignore the fact that these are two entirely separate peaks. Jabal Makla is blackened at the top because it is covered in contact metamorphic rock, as are hundreds and hundreds of square miles of western Saudi Arabia. Contact metamorphic rock is rock that has been blackened by contact with a heat source, usually a magma or a lava flow. So this is a perfectly natural feature that is found all over this region, but is frequently misidentified as the product of God descending upon the mountaintop in a pillar of fire, even though already in Exodus we have seen that the fire that attends God's presence does not consume or burn the things that it touches.
By the way, this petroglyph is a representation of a cow. It could make sense that the Hebrews who are in Egypt for 430 years are back to worshiping a golden calf because the Egyptians had a cow god known as Hathor.
This is an entirely unnecessary explanation that is only there to make it seem like the Israelites must have been in Egypt to be influenced by their worship, but bull worship was already associated with both the Northwest Semitic high deity El, as well as the second-tier storm deity, Baal outside of Israel, but Adonai inside of Israel. So bulls are already associated with Adonai and with El in the biblical texts as well as in the archaeology.
Hey, there's one other thing that's interesting. This entire rock formation has been fenced off by the Saudi government. Why? They know there's something here.
Yes, it is fenced off, and there's a sign out front making clear that it is illegal to enter that area without the Saudi government's permission, which hopefully Frank and his group acquired before they entered that area. It's not fenced off because the Saudi government has some kind of special access to knowledge about this being Aaron's altar. It's not. It's a Nabatean artifact, and it's fenced off because the Saudi government knows that a lot of Christians think it's Aaron's altar and are going to want to come climb all over it and maybe hurt it. So they want to protect this important archaeological artifact from the damage that can be caused by archaeological tourism.
Is it the altar where they worship the golden calf? We don't know, but it sure is interesting.
It's definitely interesting, but it's definitely not an altar where anyone worshipped a golden calf. And the fit for this video has been the Spawn 200 cover.